end on the NBA. There's about a month left in the season, so let's look at best value for teams to make or miss the playoffs. There's still some odds for teams to make or miss the playoffs, mainly in the East and mainly in the Southeast Division, to be specific. Dion never played basketball for Atlanta, but if he did, I guess he'd be a Hawk, and they're a minus 235 to make the playoffs. I'm going to say no at plus 198. Now, this is interesting, this 7 through 10 slog that we're in with these Southeast teams. I don't know why this isn't regarded as the worst division in sports, Brian, right? I mean, if the Heat aren't great, this is pretty bad year after year, right? The Hawks, I think, are like 3 games under 500, and they're poised to make the playoffs as almost 2.5-1 favorite. Ridiculous. So I basically need Orlando to win this division. They're about a game and a half back. They're plus 270 to win the division, but there are a bunch of other ways. If I take plus 198 for Atlanta, they don't make it as a 7 seed. They go into that 7-10 melee and they lose. Orlando split with them. They still have 2 more with Orlando, including one down there, the last game of the season. They could end up playing that in their first game in the 7-8 battle. So I like Banchero and Franz Wagner to improve down the stretch. And I think Atlanta gets knocked out. I like them at plus 198. Harry, you're saying, oh no, Parlay Kid, you're going against me here. You're saying Magic, no.
Yeah, I think between me, you, and Harry, one of us is certainly not hitting this one. But I'm going to take Magic plus 140 on the no here, Sal. Look, we know Magic got off to a really good start. So any type of record they have is due to their fast start. Banchero got hurt. The team went south. Now, even since he's come back, they still haven't been that good. They have 10 wins since January 1st, Sal. Just in this month alone, back-to-back losses at home to the Toronto Raptors, followed by a loss to the Chicago Bulls at home, 3 straight. This team is not a serious playoff contender at this point. Mo Wagner's out. Jalen Suggs is out for the year. They've been bad. Look, they have plenty of excuses here, Sal. They have battled the injury bug all year. I think this is just not the time for them. They can't overcome these injuries. It's too late. Take them to not make the playoffs plus 140.
All right, I'm looking at because you're right. Harry has the Heat to not make the playoffs. Harry, I'll get in that second. But I wonder, we're all picking on the Southeast. I wonder if you bet all 3 to not make the playoffs and you can collect on 2. I got to figure out this math. I don't know if it's on my pick. No, that's gone. All right, Harry, go ahead. Tell us why the Heat aren't making it.
Yeah, at plus 126, I got no on the Heat, I feel, with no Jimmy Buckets anymore. Both Atlanta and Orlando are better than Miami. Since Butler left, they're 8-15 overall, just 1-5 in their last 6. Not enough scoring on this team. 5 straight games they've scored under 110 points. Trae Young can still push the Hawks to a playoff berth. And yeah, Darren, you are correct. Orlando, a lot of injuries this season, but they're young, still talented, and I think overall down the stretch here, they're going to be better than the Heat.
All right, Brian, you were taking the biggest swing here with the Bulls, who I believe right now are the 10th seed, right? So they'd have to win a couple of games if they stayed at 10, but plus 590 is your number.
Yeah, plus 590. And look, if you guys don't like the Heat, Magic, Hawks to make the playoffs, that leaves the Bulls as making the playoffs at plus 590. So they're locked into a playing game pretty much at this point. But they're a few games back of the 8th and 9th spot. But they have played really well recently, right? They beat the Magic, Heat, and Pacers all in a row here. Now you add Vucevic and Williams, who are coming back. They're playing for them off the bench while they get healthy. They have minutes restrictions. But I think they certainly could sneak in. And the only disadvantage is they're going to have to win 2 road games likely here to make it. But I'll take them at plus 590, so.
All right, fellas. Good job by yous. Don't forget, next week, Thursday and Friday, I will be in Las Vegas at the Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club from 4 to 10 p.m. And if he somehow passes a physical, Harry will be there also. The great Kenny Mayne will be there, as well as Tate Frazier. He's great, too. It's going to be a terrific time. We're going to be watching the opening round of the tournament, handing out prizes. There will be a trivia contest. We're going to do some race to 10s. And if you plan on being in Vegas, definitely swing by. And if you're a bubble team that doesn't make the tournament, you're also invited. Great consolation prize. Looking at you, Tar Heels. Don't forget to enter Cousin Sal's 50K Melee, sponsored by Splash Sports. $50,000 guaranteed prize. NCAA Tournament Eliminator. Go to splashsports.com/Cousin Sal to sign up. Thanks, fellas. Enjoy Selection Sunday. We're going to be right back to close things out on Cousin Sal's Winning Weekend. of time. We did it. My thanks to Kenny Mayne. I'll see him next Thursday and Friday in Vegas, and hopefully some of you all as well. And of course, thanks to the D3, Harry, Darren, and Brother Bry for their insight. Well, most of it anyway. And thanks to all of you for watching and listening. And please always remember, you may feel like an underdog, but just know you're all my favorites. Happy handicapping.